Hello and welcome to Buildings of Tomorrow. My name is John Lester, and in this episode we'll be talking about BIM, talking about the concept of the digital twin and why standardized information is so important. I'm joined in the studio today by Wolfgang Haas, a principal expert for the BIM topic. Wolfgang, thank you for joining us.
Hello.
So please explain to us, what is the digital twin?
Yeah, the digital twin, there are two parts, like the name already says. It's the virtual data model of a building and the real physical built building. The point is the following: in the early stage, during the idea phase and design phase, we are in the virtual world, and we are designing buildings, and these data should be stored in a database. Later on, the building should be built according to the plans which are in the database.
Okay, so at some point you would have one that is digital or virtual and one that is real?
There's a data model and the physical model.
And they're the same.
And sure, the physical model will produce data which should feed into the virtual data model.
Okay.
So at the end, the virtual model should always be the same, on the same stage like the physical building. And that's quite important, because up to now you see people running around measuring some things for a new carpet and so on, because nobody has trust in the documentation of the building. And these as-built documentation is, in many cases, it's not actual. And so it's better to make some measurements in the building. And we have to learn to trust in plans and to build according plans and to operate the building according the data we have in the model. And that's very important, having these twins, this virtual model of the physical building. But therefore it's very important that not everybody is defining his own standards, his own structure, because then it's a little bit a problem to deal with the data, because all the tools coming from different vendors, they have to adapt to your structure, and this mapping is quite cost intensive.
So I imagine if we really have the perfect representation in the virtual model and the building is built exactly as it should be, there is a lot of different people that have to contribute information.
Sure.
How can we ensure that that information is accessible and readable for everybody?
Yeah, there are several points. One point is, it's standardization. We need to have a standardization in this structure and how to read and write data out of this database. And there is one standard quite well established. It's a company neutral or vendor neutral standard coming from Building Smart International. That's the only organization we know, or I know, which is worldwide accepted and was in the past always the source for the standardization bodies. So they're doing a lot of pre-work for the standardization guys and harmonization. And I think that's a key, that the structure itself is available in a standard form, because then everybody has only one interface to this database, without interfaces, without mapping, and then we can work efficiently with this data. But there is another point which is quite important. Up to now, it's not clear who is the owner of the data, who has a right, when, where, for what. And therefore, we started in Building Smart International. And by the way, I am there in the strategic advisory board of Building Smart International. And we founded now a lawyer group, and they have a look on the access rights, who is the owner. And also, they are looking for standard contracts, because in this complete BIM process, the contractual situation will change, responsibilities, warranty, and so on. And we have to come up with some white paper standard contracts, because you can't deal with these legal issues when you're starting a project.
Every time.
So also there, we need some standards on the legal situation. We need standards for the technical equipment, just to have a better collaboration. And it's very important that nobody should think that he can earn any money with a structure. People can earn money with hosting data, with feeding in data, with doing good things with the data, with application and so on. But just the structure itself, it's not a business case.
Okay, so to complete this digital twin, for everyone to be able to contribute their information, we have to have standards of how the data should be structured. But then also to use this digital twin, we have to understand how people are able to access the data and use it for positive benefits and decision making.
Yeah, and that's very important, because if there is any change or any problem in the building during the operational phase, in these virtual twin, yeah, you can simulate things. You can simulate a repair. You can simulate escape passes during construction time. You can simulate everything without disturbing the operational mode or the people who are living or working in this building. You can simulate it before. And then I think it's much easier than to start these renovation or to start these repairs and so on. You know much better what you can expect. You know which products are built in. Where do I need spare parts? Yeah, what's the ceiling height? Do I need a ladder and so on? Everything can be taken out of this virtual model. And of course, the repair has to take place in the
at some
physical
point,
building.
of course, yeah. But to make or leverage this data, we have to have access in the first place.
Exactly.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time. And thank you all for joining us on Buildings of Tomorrow. Please feel free to like, share, and comment on this episode, and also subscribe to us here on this channel. We'll see you soon.